Live from the rinks in Hauppauge, New York, we welcome you to our continuing coverage of this stupendous Sports Saturday edition of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. It's the first meeting of the season between these two teams, and it's happening in the final week of the freshman season as the Half Hollow Hills Hornets face off against the Ward Melville Patriots. Mike Calandra here, ready to bring you the action again. Dylan Flynn right beside me on the camera, delivering you the pictures you see right in front of your very eyes. This is a much anticipated matchup for many reasons. Number one, it's a showdown between 1 and 2. Half Hollow Hills having the distinction of sitting in first place for the freshman division, standing at a record of standing at a record of 16 and 2. While the Ward Melville Patriots sit just behind Smithtown Hauppauge, but you can argue that they could be in second, but due to Smithtown Hauppauge having a game played over them, it's Ward Melville who enters this contest in third place. So despite it not being a 1 versus 2 matchup, this will most definitely be an exhilarating battle from beginning to end. Half Hollow Hills Hornets trying to bounce back from a shocking loss in the dying seconds of regulation to the St. John Warriors back on Monday night. They haven't played a team that is heavily loaded like the Ward Melville Patriots. But if there's one thing about this Hornets team, it's that they are relentless. Similar to the PABMed Raiders, but on a more different and dangerous level. Peter Menexis providing the muscle with 46 points he scored the other night for the Warriors, or against the Warriors. And two names you got to keep an eye on for the matchup throughout the night is the Reeder brothers of Brandon and Dylan. They've provided the Hornets with plenty of points, combining for a total of 43 altogether between those two. Jonathan Wheeler, another Long Island Rebels product who has contributed in a lot of ways, collecting 26 points. He'll be on the ice trying to make an impact as well. For the Ward Melville Patriots, all eyes will be on their top points getter, Aiden Ayers, another travel product, but he represents Suffolk PAL. He's got plenty of teammates who play in that same organization alongside of him. Carson Pepe, Daniel Breslin, younger brother of Ryan Breslin. You also have the very explosive and highly energizing Michael Eilenberger, who has made quite the impact and quite the impression on his squad for the last 2 seasons. This year, he has 15 goals and 25 points, with one of those 15 goals coming on the power play. The two teams will begin to strategize before the first 15 minutes of play, and we'll get our answer as to who is getting the starting nod in net for both squads. So in a very peculiar turn of events, but it should not throw him off his game whatsoever. Ryan Wysotsky, who got the mighty win over the Bulls a couple weeks back, is in net for the Hornets in this matchup against the Patriots, wearing no other than Jamie Albertelli's jersey number, as we were provided with that information from a strong source. Shout out to Mrs. Wysotsky for letting us in on this funny trend, or this funny occurrence. Reeder got it over. This one sent wide of the cage. Wheeler gets it back to Reeder. Reeder tosses it over. Nearly got intercepted right there by Ward Melville. One player lays the boom on another. We saw plenty of physical action in the game prior to this one that just kicked off between the Braves of Saintsham and the Pat Med Raiders, who have advanced to the playoffs, needing that victory, with both teams vying for that final spot. And the Raiders did that in emphatic fashion. Reeder trying to take aim in the zone. As Solomon comes into the mix trying to send it on net. Tie up in the corner boards as Wheeler and Ward Melville's player began jousting away. As this one gets sent down to the other end of the ice, he'll go for icing. All eyes will be on Robert Hoon, who starts in net for the Ward Melville Patriots. He has had plenty of success this year for Ward Melville, starting in between the pipes more than any goalie on that team. He's making his 14th start for Ward Melville here tonight. And perhaps a win here against the first place team, Half Hollow Hills, will be enough for Robert Kuhn to make his case, if not already, with the amount of starts he's got, to start in net for that first playoff game. He's got an impressive resume filled with marvelous stats. 225 goals against average, 672 save percentage, 7 shutouts, among the most in the freshman division. And the same could be said for this man in net on the opposite end, Ryan Wysotsky, wearing number 37, making his 12th start of the season. Appearing in this contest with a mighty 121 goals against average, along with a 762 save percentage. It's those numbers, along with the dominance that this offense has shown, it's those reasons why the Hornets are currently on top in the freshman division. Breslin trying to muscle his way through into the zone as the Ward Melville Patriots go for a line change. Half Hollow Hills getting some new reinforcements as well. Turnover here. Carson Pepe wheeling to the net, and he's denied by Wysotsky, the first of many stops Half Hollow Hills' netminder makes tonight. Aiden Ayers throws it on goal. Head save made that time by Wysotsky. Coming out of the scrum along the wall, Ayers. He popped it just wide of the cage. He's got Carson Pepe down low trying to get a hold of it. He had to deal with the pressure being given to him by one of the Hornets. Scally at the top. Scally trying to locate it as it almost got stuck under him. Reeder having trouble tracking now the zone as Pepe makes the keep along the half wall. Pepe loses it again to Reeder. Here's Reeder. Gives it back to Scally. He just misfires. Carson Pepe nearly dished it in the slot as the Hornets look to push back in familiar territory, which they do, but it's going for icing. Should be noted, this Half Hollow Hills Hornets team has had plenty of success on the goal-scoring front. Entering this matchup with 145 goals scored this season alone. They almost make it 146 right there. Does Ward Melville give up the first goal of the contest? Half Hollow Hills will tie up the Patriots for the second most goals scored by a team in the freshman division. Right now, sitting alone at the top with 147 is the Smithtown Hauppauge Bulls Red Squad. Second place as this one slips off the bar, pops over the net, coming from the stick of Eilenberger. Chance for the top. Oh, yikes. And a penalty is called here. Jonathan Wheeler escorted to the box, and he'll sit for the next 2 minutes. Roughing is the call. Scally, obviously, not wanting to be on the receiving end of the physicality, does his part to draw the penalty, and this will help the Patriots as Half Hollow Hills, of all teams, is among one team you don't want to give a power play opportunity to. And the same can be said for the Patriots, who have the advantage over the Hornets, having more power play goals in them, and here they come. Racing in, Aiden Ayers denied by Ryan Wysotsky, and he holds up. Ward Melville enters this contest scoring 19 power play goals. They held that record up until last Saturday when the Sachem Warriors surpassed them for the most power play goals in the freshman division. The separation between those two teams in that category is by 2. So perhaps if the Patriots can succeed here in plenty of ways on the man advantage, they can regain that spot at the top in that department. But I don't think the focus is on that record. I think the focus for them is on just getting the victory, putting themselves in a prime position to take over at wishful thinking, first place in the freshman division heading into the playoffs, or at best, second place. Right now, they're just one spot behind the Bulls Red Squad. This one gets launched over the net as the power play time is about to expire for the Patriots. Collision right there in the zone just as the Hornets entered the Patriots' territory. Trying to spring out again, Ward Melville, but they have trouble sending that one forward. They do gain the zone. But it's Half Hollow Hills who pursue the Patriots with speed. Reeder trying to pop it back in front, and it got popped into the glove of Robert Hoon instead. So the Half Hollow Hills Hornets do their part at killing off the penalty. And now we'll see if them doing that will lead to them striking first, as that shot misfires for Reeder. Ward Melville 0 for 1 on the man advantage tonight. As the Patriots find the zone again, but they're held off by the Hornets, and it's thrown back in the Patriots' territory, where it will be recollected by Tyler Curley. Off the boards, it's Tam. Tam in the zone. Trying to make his way past the defense to no avail, and Half Hollow Hills has a 2-on-1 chance possibly developing here. Save made by Robert Hoon. The rebound couldn't be gathered by the Hornets cleanly, and this results in a turnover with the Patriots floating this one back in the zone. Hornets resetting with 6.5 to go. They come back in with speed very quickly. Reeder nearly causing a turnover right there. This one gets popped ahead by Natalie Scolero. Moving into a new location to try to get a hold of it was one of the Patriots players. Trying to get a name on that. As this one controlled by Fazio. Fazio having trouble wheeling and dealing right there. This one couldn't be knifed forward that time by Patriots' Ethan Peters. Line change commencing for the Hornets. They have the advantage of controlling the puck in the zone. Nice spin-around maneuver by Brandon Reeder. He sends it down low. Couldn't connect with his intended target cleanly. Pardon me, that was Dylan Reeder, number 98. You can understand the confusion as to why I made that little error, with the numbers of those two brothers fairly close. Ayers back in with Pepe. Pepe firing, and a save is made by Wisotsky, who holds up play. 4.5 to go. No score. And this is something that we expected with these two teams, with how close they are in the standings. And here it is coming into realization as Half Hollow Hills is trying to get the benefit of the doubt of striking first. Here's Brandon Reeder this time. Got taken down right there by Ayers. Solomon looking for an option. Gets it back to Reeder. Reeder through traffic. Gets blocked right there. And it's pushed out all the way down to the zone for icing. And we'll have another draw back inside the Patriots' territory. .358 to go. Just under 4 minutes left here in the opening frame. Steal, and now a chance possibly erupting here for Ward Melville's number 42, Timothy Brown. Jonathan Wheeler back the other way. Toe drag dangle through his legs to the net. Almost finishing magnificently there. But he got stopped by Robert Hoon. Wheeler with another crack at it as he receives the feed. He floats this one into the end boards. Hoon plays this one aside as Scally whips this one out of play. Another look. The near unbelievable goal by Wheeler. A good job by the netminder of the Patriots, Hoon. Dylan Reeder had trouble getting a hold of it. Now he does push this one into the far end boards. Benson Huang right there as well. Kept alive at the top momentarily, and then it gets stolen away by Michael Eilenberger. Off to the races, off the crossbar. Michael Eilenberger coming in like Lightning McQueen as he nearly finished emphatically on that shot. Huang almost dished in front as this one gets pinballed out of the zone. On the chase to regather is Reeder. Hornets almost having trouble there as they're able to push out of the zone. McKyman feeds it across. Reeder back in familiar territory, muscled against the wall that time. Trying to lean in and steal it that time was Michael McFadden. Benoit slamming on the brakes, feeds it in front, and this may have gotten a piece of Robert Hoon. I don't know for sure, but I do know it did not go in the back of the nets. Hornets trying to remain in the zone as they bring in the heavy pressure. Let in front. Save made off the pad again by Hoon. Reeder. Delane. Reeder feeds it across. Couldn't connect that time with Huang. Huang pushing back in a different location. Solomon tripped up, and there's going to be a penalty here. Tripping is the call by clear indication of the penalty that's being signaled. And it's Grace Scolaro in the box for 2 minutes. I'm only realizing this, that there are 2 Scolaro family members on the ice representing the Patriots tonight. The sister duo of Natalie and Grace for Ward Melville. It's been all about family here on this stupendous sports Saturday, as in the previous game we saw Rocco and Luca Azara win it for the Raiders. And here tonight we're seeing a pair of siblings being represented by both teams in this matchup. The Scolaro sisters and the Reeder brothers. All in the family on LI Sports Network. Lucas drops it to Reeder. Reeder in the trailer. Glove save. Robert Hoon. And he gets a tap on the helmets for that effort. Quick draw as Wheeler has help from Menexis. Menexis, who scored back on Monday, is trying to put another one in the back of the net here tonight. Hard rumbling right at the buzzer, and we go to the second period. Knotted up at 0. We're about to get the next 15 minutes of play underway here, and it will begin under 5-on-4 conditions due to the time carried over from the penalty that was committed by Scolaro. McKyman sends it ahead. Jet Lucas switching gears, feeds it across. It's Wheeler curling away from the pressure. Got it back to Reeder. Reeder sends it across to McKyman. McKyman through traffic. Another save made by Kuhn, and he holds up. Quick draw again. McKyman plays it down low. Lucas sends it back to McKyman. McKyman over to Reeder. Quick puck movement being displayed here by the Hornets. Kuhn lost sight of it. The rest of the Patriots didn't, as they help out their goaltender by killing off the rest of the power play time. Line change commencing as the Hornets bust into the zone. Peter Menexis across, score! Chet Lucas on the board, 1-0. '15th of the year for young Lucas. And his points total has now reached 20. Inch by inch, he continues to climb his way up in the leaders category of that department for his team. And the man that stands alone at the top, oh my! Almost getting a piece of that on that sliding right to left save attempt was Kuhn. Right along at the top is the man that collected the assist, Peter Menexis, who now has 47 points under his belt. '47 points. Just 3 more than the leading points getter of the Patriots, Aiden Ayers. Benson Wang in the zone. Got led in by McKyman. As Wang sends this one down low. Got a cross, but it couldn't be connected right there that time for the Hornets. Icing is signaled again. And so where everything stands at this moment when it comes to the MVP race and the goal-scoring points race, it's down to these 3 names. St. John Braves' Kevin Lyosher, who leads the league with 52 points, has the most goals. And the 2 players that are engaging in battle tonight for their respective squads, Peter Menexis of the Hornets and Ward Melville's Aiden Ayers. Pepe taking off with speed out of the zone, trying to bust his way past the defense. Keeps it going, gets a shot off, hit the outside of the net, rebound in front, score! Tied game, Aiden Ayers. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, you do not give up on the play. It seems like it was going to be another cancellation by the Hornets defense against the Patriots, as they forced Pepe wide after he gained the zone, and coming in at the right time was the man that just put home another goal to add to his team high points, Aiden Ayers. Now he finds himself 2 behind Peter Menexis. Ayers picking up his 30th goal of the season in his 17th game played for the 2021-2022 campaign. Have Hollow Hills pushing back in the zone and having trouble connecting there. And this may result in a chance, another one for the Patriots. They get to the puck down low. Hornets not allowing them any room right there, and this allows them to get a hold of the possession again. Reeder springs this one back in the neutral zone, but the Hornets return the favor. However, it's controlled on the stick again by Half Hollow Hills, and it's sent in deeper, where it will be recollected by the Patriots. Michael Eilenberger, who missed on the possible first goal of the contest, comes back in again, almost setting up the second one for the Patriots. And here's an opportunity for Jonathan Wheeler. Wheeler trying to get it across to his Long Island Rebels compadre, Peter Menexis. Menexis on it. McKyman, another Long Island Rebels product. This one is floated in front, but it couldn't be connected on the stick of Wheeler by Menexis. Watch out here. Nice maneuver by Reeder. Gets it onto the stick of Lucas. Lucas, who's got the only goal for the Hornets so far tonight, as both of these teams are vying for that tie-breaking goal for this early moment of play here in the second. And McKyman is forced back. He is being hounded right there by Michael McFadden. McKyman back in the zone, sidesteps the hit. Trying to clean it out carefully was Kenneth Allen. It's kept alive by Lucas. Lucas observing. Lucas switching gears. Lucas. And McKyman tight-roping the blue line, keeps it in the zone. Got it down low. Hornets closing in. Menexis tried to stash it behind the back to his intended target in sight, which would have been Lucas, but it's the Patriots who are able to stave off Half Hollow Hills. Reeder swings it ahead, and McKyman had trouble handling it, but here comes Benoit in the picture, just floating that one over the net. Another collision in the end boards, as this game of inches battle continues on here in the second, tied up at 1. Floated ahead, and the Hornets trying to keep it in their control. Menexis lost it right there. Patriots, watch out, penalty. Peter Menexis got too rough on that hit he just threw. Ward Melville trying to capitalize, and they'll head to the power play. We presume roughing is the call against Peter Menexis. And there it is. By pure gesticulation from the referee, it's Half Hollow Hills who gets the luxury of going on the power play. Or pardon me, Ward Melville has the luxury of going on the power play. Patriots 0 for 1 tonight on the man advantage, trying to make it 1 for 2. This one just got floated wide of the cage, as Breslin, lined up at the top, keeps it alive. Pepe being hounded right there aggressively by one of the Hornets. Moving into a different location to try to help out was Anthony Cerulli. This one gets sent around cleanly out of the zone, and offside signaled as the Hornets try to trek out of their own territory. Benson Huang trying to navigate through the defense, dangles his way by 2, gets a shot and just misfired. McKyman with the keep, almost, or Solomon in this case, nearly chipped it back towards the net. Benson Huang, McKyman is in a rough battle in the corner boards. Or pardon me, that's the captain of the Hornets, who is finding himself in a challenge. Ayers with Pepe, coming back in time to steal it, or try to steal it, was Huang, as this one gets led over. Scolero from the top, couldn't connect that time. So this one gets popped out of the zone, and racing back to recollect this time around. It's that man, number 93, Tyler Curley, just wide of the net. Allen couldn't keep it in the zone. Scalero. Eilenberger on the hunt against Solomon as this one gets sent around the wall once more. Trying to dig this one free was Half Hollow Hills' Joseph Fazio. Reeder spikes this one off the glass. It'll be sent out further for another clear by the Hornets, who do their part at killing off the Patriots' second power play of the contest. Pushing this one ahead and trying to get into it first is the spinning out of control Michael McFadden. Eilenberger has Scalero lined up at the top waiting for the feed to come to her, and it's stolen away by Menexis. Or so I thought, as Menexis had trouble getting there in time to keep it under his control. Brown, 3-on-1 chance possibly here. Getting back in time to negate that opportunity was Brandon Reeder. Or pardon me, Dylan Reeder. Chance, oh my! Just slipped wide. May have gotten a piece of the post. As the Patriots come within inches of breaking the tie. And I was right, it is Brandon Reeder, number 91. Michael Eilenberger, backhand try, denied by Wysotsky. Went ahead and nearly connecting on the stick of the captain, Wolney. Wolney bracing for impact, sends it in front, almost connects with his intended target, Mauricio Carrasco Jr. Sent in front again, couldn't connect again. McKyman peeling away, sends it across. The captain, Wolney, firing just wide of the cage. Another chance, score! Through traffic, McKyman gets the Hornets back in front. Half Hollow Hills up 2-1, courtesy of the CNI goal through the screen by Jack McKyman. It's his 7th of the year for the Hornets. Half Hollow Hills coming back and regaining control of the possession. Big collision down there, and a penalty will be assessed. Ward Melville back to the kill. Interference to call. Sitting for 2 in the sin bin will be Jacob Schwartzbard. Menexis on the tie-up as this Half Hollow Hills power play unit returns to the ice, trying to add another one to the board to extend their lead by 2. There's plenty of high-powered weaponry positioned on the ice at this very second. It's a full Long Island Rebels line with Reeder and McKyman at the points, while the offense is being led at the moment by Jet Lucas, Peter Menexis, and Jonathan Wheeler. Reeder floats it across. McKyman curling back, looking for a lane to fire it to. Instead, he throws it across to Wheeler. Wheeler pops it over into the corner boards. Menexis had trouble corralling it. This one gets angled out of the zone. Aiden Ayers coming in, trying to steal it away from the Hornets. Half Hollow Hills was able to stave off the leading points getter of the Patriots. McKyman pushing hard to the goal. He got forced wide, which brings the Hornets now down to their final 38 seconds of time, as this one got redirected off a stick and wide of the cage again. More hard battling happening in the corner boards. Everyone converging in that location. Patriots having trouble pushing out of harm's way. McKyman with the keep, sends it down low again. Lucas pinned up against the boards, looking for help. He's got Menexus in close quarters, and another steal is made by the Hornets, but they inadvertently force themselves out of the zone, and this will do it for their power play time. Both teams going 0 for 2 on the man advantage tonight. Menexus back in the zone, and he's fended off with authority right there that time. Ailing in some discomforts is Curley. From my vantage point, it looks like he got checked into the boards from a frustrated Menexus. Nearly sprung ahead to Benoit. Scolaro couldn't keep it onside that time, and play is stopped again. 1:18 to go, or 1:21 to go, so let me adjust the time of the period. Compared to the first game that we saw tonight, this one, a lot more entertaining and closer. Although there was more writing on the wall in that game, this one has a few stories of its own that could unfold, with first place possibly being changed depending on the result of this matchup. That's if the Hornets don't walk away with the victory. We've reached the final minute of play here in the second period. Another chance, couldn't connect that time for the Patriots. They worked the puck in the zone, thrown on net, just wide of the cage it went, that time from the top by Jacob Schwartzbard. Another chance, Breslin fires, glove save, rebound! Oh, man. Recovering just in the nick of time, Ryan Wysotsky. Half a minute to go. Steal possibly here. Jonathan Wheeler off to the races. Or pardon me, that's not Wheeler, or is it Wheeler? Hard to tell. No, that was Wolney, the captain. Reeder. Wolney almost got it in front to Benoit. One last rush for the Patriots before the buzzer sounds. Pepe. And that'll do it for 2 periods. Compared to the first, this one saw plenty of scoring. 3 in total, with the Hornets up 2-1 heading to the third. I do want to overcorrect myself about something. So, as I mentioned before, there is a goal-scoring race, points-scoring race. Obviously, that needs to be settled, and the names I rattled off, it seems apparent that is what it's going to come down to in that department. However, for MVPs and such, it's hard to tell as to who is going to get a hold of that award when the week comes to an end. There's plenty of worthy contenders vying for that distinction. Two of them that I already mentioned here tonight, Aiden Ayers, Peter Menexis. And then there are some that you'll definitely see more of in the playoffs. Two of them from the Bulls Red Squad, Jack Hintman, Aiden Landrigan. This one stopped again by Wasatsky. And the other, perhaps, Lucas Fine, who has made an immense impact on his squad. Him and Jack Ryan getting Riverhead Shoreham in a nice playoff position. Save made by Wasatsky again in that little scramble. And this is forced out of the zone. The race is on between Fazio and Scally. Fazio wins that race. Got pushed into the boards there. Carrasco trying to dig it free and keep it away from the hands of the Patriots. Wolney throws it in front, but couldn't connect cleanly. And offsides. Scalero tried to pivot away from Lucas as Lucas gets a hold of it again. Menexis firing just wide of the glove hand. Or pardon me, that was Wheeler. Menexis is on the ice though, but in a different location. Reeder looking. Reeder chips it back. Reeder gets it back from Wheeler. That's a tongue twister. Reeder and Wheeler. Eilenberger flips this one off the wall. Scalero covering up some ground, having trouble containing the possession, but it's forced out by the Patriots nevertheless. Ward Melville trying to reset cleanly and push back in familiar territory. Eilenberger, who has come close twice to scoring, makes his way back in the zone. He gets forced wide by Solomon, but nowhere to be found was the target of his passing option, as this one. Coming into the picture, drive, kick save made by Wasatsky. Rebound couldn't be found by Eilenberger as he was in his own little battle. Icing called again. Quick drive off the draw. Instantly gets denied by Robert Hoon after the shot came off the stick of, who's that right there? Trying to get a clear-eye view of who took that shot. Save made again by Hoon. This allows Scally to work his way back in the zone. Scally trying to keep the momentum going on the Patriots side. We trail by a goal, courtesy of the tie-breaking cash-in by the tie-breaking goal from Jack McKyman. Here's Benson Quang dishing it back. This one, Reeder ripped it off the glove of one of the Patriots in front as Huang tries to deliver it across to Benoit. Benoit feeds it in front, but couldn't connect with his intended target as this one gets cleared out of the zone. McKyman. Hornets rushing in. Save made again by Hoon, and he holds up at a crash course, culminating that play. I got the answer of who that was that took the shot. That was Nicholas Misorella. And he was in the end boards trying to make an impact, but instead crashed into the wall instead. Pepe, back the other way, feeds it across. Chance, save made off the stick of Wysotsky. Here come the Hornets back in familiar territory. Mason Lofthouse trying to feed it ahead to his intended target, which would have been Aiden Gold. Reeder back to regather it. Reeder. Now it's controlled on the stick of McKyman. McKyman retreating as he tries to find a play to happen, and play will be stopped instead. Under 10 minutes to go here in the final period of regulation. Perhaps a preview of what's to come in the coming weeks, with these two teams possibly meeting up in the later rounds of the playoffs. Jonathan Wheeler back in the zone as Breslin gets it onto the stick of Brown. Watch out here, Scally has it on his stick. Scally couldn't connect with that chance as Reeder gets a handle of it. Sent the cross, and no offsides here. Brown trying to escape from the clenches of Wheeler. Lucas pinned up against the boards right there by Scolaro. Reeder trying to muscle his way free as this one gets sent around the wall. Solomon with the keep. Wheeler dishes it down low again. Lucas had trouble getting a hold of it as Breslin powers through and gets back into familiar territory with Eilenberger and Scout and Brown. Sent wide off the stick of Breslin. Here comes Wheeler again. Wheeler shakes his way around. One! And he's down and hurt. Jonathan Wheeler. A near ugly collision as Jonathan Wheeler gets up safely after taking a hard spill courtesy of the trip by Kenneth Brown, or by Timothy Brown, and obviously no malintent done on that defensive effort by Brown as a harmless back-checking play ended in a near ugly result. But fortunately for the Hornets, Wheeler remains in the game. Big save made by Kuhn as the scramble got picked up by The scramble inside the goal mouth resulted in the Patriots picking the zone once again. Here come the Hornets. We're on the power play for the third time tonight. Have yet to succeed in that department so far. Fazio has an option at the top. It's Solomon. Solomon dishes it back to Fazio. Fazio looking, firing. Save made by Kuhn. The captain takes down his man behind the goal. Wolme engaging in an aggressive battle with Ethan Tam. This one couldn't be ringed around the zone, or ringed around out of the zone by the Patriots. Hornets trying to capitalize on the man advantage. Time running out here on the power play for Half Hollow Hills. Reeder from the top. This one just trickled wide of the cage. Tie up along the wall. Able to break free. Wolme. Wolme trying to center it, but he got held up by the Patriots. Wolme again trying to send it in front. It's kept alive by the Hornets. One-timer, Reeder right into the body of Kuhn, and he can exhale. Brandon Reeder unleashing a clap bomb, which was read perfectly by Robert Kuhn. One player going down along the wall for the Hornets, but he's back up on his skates, on his feet. It's 5-on-5 hockey once again, as we've reached the final 6 minutes of play here in regulation. The separation is by 1. And how fitting that we get a game with so much action and close moments on the same night as the Final Four, which I'll definitely get a chance to watch afterwards, along with everyone else. Tip-off just around the corner for that. Duke-UNC in a once-in-a-lifetime matchup, followed by Kansas taking on Villanova in a 2018 Final Four rematch. Those will be some fun contests that we'll all have the luxury of witnessing here in our wherever we live on the island. Here's Wang. Ooh, a penalty called here. Ward Melville back to the box. Back up on his feet. Not really shaken up just by his stature, Benson Huang. He's going to shake that off and head to the bench as Ryan Breslin will sit for 2 in the late moments of the third period. Half Hollow Hills has yet to execute on the man advantage. Will this be the time to do so? It got floated wide right there by Reeder, Brandon Reeder. Pardon me, Dylan Reeder. Dylan Reeder, number 98, Brandon Reeder, number 91, and someone in a very odd form has lost practically every piece of his equipment except his pads, his helmets, and everything that he wears under the jersey, or he or she wears under the jersey, as he had gloves and sticks scattered for a moment. on the ice. That got quickly picked up by the official. McKyman trying to deliver for his team on the power play. Menexus. He's been quiet so far, having yet to score against the Patriots as this gets cleared down the ice with half a minute about to go on the man advantage for Half Hollow Hills. Their third trip to the power play tonight, and so far for them it hasn't paid dividends yet. Lucas trying to power through the clutches of Ethan Tam. So we've reached the final stages of this third period. Reeder couldn't wheel his way to a goal there. Steal made by McKyman just as Eilenberger was about to take off the other way. Reeder feeds it across, one-timer in front, and it stays out courtesy of yet another stop by Robert Hoon. Eilenberger trying to take off the other way and nearly caused the Hornets to cough it up right there. Carrasco having trouble containing the possession as this one gets let out of the zone. And a possible chance here erupting for Carson Pepe. He's busting in on the backhand, and he just couldn't connect there. Nearly capitalizing that time as Wysotsky prevails in that sequence. Ayers got it back. Scally hit hard by the captain. Play continues under 5-on-5 conditions as we're about to reach the final 2.5 minutes of play. 2-minute warning approaching imminently. McKyman working off some of the attackers right there as Wolney pushes this one into the far end boards. Wrapped around the wall, and the chase is on with Brown not able to get there before Reeder can. 2-minute warning commences as we have a tie-up right there in the neutral zone happening between the Patriots and the Hornets. Ayers trying to break free from that tie-up, and this results in a turnover. Getting the zone again was Carrasco for the Hornets. And Scalero popped it on the stick of Brown. Timothy Brown. Pulling back, losing control as he tried to dish it to an intended target. Scalero, Natalie Scalero to Timothy Brown. Breslin. Back in the picture, floats it in front. Pad save made by Wysotsky. Hornets pop this one out of harm's way. It's going down for icing. And now the question remains. I think it should be expected that we see head coach James Griffin bring Robert Kuhn to the bench for the 6th attacker. A timeout has been called by the Patriots and James Griffin. And this game so far has lived up to its billing. Compared to what we saw before, as I alluded to before, just nothing but one-sided scoring, and bravo to the Raiders who stamped their ticket into the 2022 playoffs. And what awaits for them ahead is a date with one of these two teams, possibly. PenMed, by the looks of where they stand right now, will most likely remain in 8th place, but the answer as to who they will play has yet to be revealed, because right now there is a battle amongst 3 squads for that top spot in the freshman division, with Half Hollow Hills currently holding that first place position over Smithtown Hauppauge and Ward Melville. Melville firing right off the draw, and Wysotsky makes the cover up. Final minute of play is approaching. It's about to get interesting, folks. No icing here. Some more drama added to the picture. Eilenberger drops it. Couldn't connect in time with his receiver, but he's able to keep it in the zone. Ayers feeds it across Pepe. Just sent it wide. Breslin at the top. Scally. Breslin had trouble locating it. Eilenberger sends it front. Almost banked it in off Wysotsky. And it stays out of the net. 25 seconds and less in the contest. Breslin couldn't keep it in the zone. Wang on the hunt against Scally. Ayers and the Patriots looking to capitalize with one last rush. Having trouble. Offside signaled. That's going to do it. Half Hollow Hills is going to eliminate the rest of the seconds on the clock and go home with the victory. 2-1 Hornets over the Patriots. The best team remains on top. As Ward Melville gave it their very all to knock the Hornets off the pedestal and take over first place. But the story remains the same. Half Hollow Hills heading off the ice, feeling cool, calm, and confident heading into the postseason. Ward Melville Patriots heading home. That does it here. Mike Calandra, Dylan Flynn, Nick Quinn, Wally Mitchell on the other side. We say so long, good night. Enjoy the rest of the games happening right here at the rinks. Wherever you are, whether you are watching March Madness, Final Four, or WrestleMania Night 1, enjoy the festivities, folks. And we'll see you very soon right here on LI Sports Network. Good night, everyone.